Hey everybody, today we're going to remake the food from cartoons and TV series. The first in line is a series which the whole internet has been talking about for the last month. This is Squid Game. In the first episode, Song Ki-hoon celebrated his daughter's birthday, and they ate Korean street food called poke. Let's remake it. We put a bowl on the scales and pour 110 grams of rice flour into it. Salt that, and pour 85 milliliters of boiling water in. Stir with a spoon. Pour in a little sesame oil and knead already with your hands. Now the dough is ready. Roll that out into finger-thick sausages. We'll get 3 sausages out of that. We cut them into small but identical pieces. We put those into boiling water to boil for exactly 8 minutes. After that, we remove it from the stove and pour cold water so that the dough stops cooking. We take chicken eggs and set them on to cook. We take out the small sausages from package and we make incisions in them. We also need onions and leeks. First, cut the onion in half, and then cut it into slices. Cut the leek lengthwise, and dice. The regular onion is divided into smaller pieces. Now we just need to make the sauce. Pour 200 milliliters of water, gochujang sauce, soy sauce, red pepper, and 2 tablespoons of sugar into a bowl. Now mix it up. Pour that sauce into a deep frying pan. While it's heating up, peel the eggs from the shell. Now into that hot sauce, we're going to throw into the pieces of dough, peeled eggs, sausages, onions, and leeks, and mix it up. Keep that on medium heat for about 15 minutes, and the sauce should evaporate thoroughly. When it is thickened, remove the pan from the stove. Cut the eggs in half. Pour the rest of the contents into a plate. And top it with eggs. Tteokbokki, which was in the series Squid Game, we've remade. Let's try it. It tastes like a strange textured dough soaked in a very spicy sweet and sour sauce. It's delicious, but unrealistically spicy. The next one is a cartoon. It's called An Ordinary Cartoon. In one of the episodes, Mardeka and Rigby saw an advertisement for a deadly sandwich and wanted to buy it. It includes tomato sauce, sausage, meatballs, and a baguette. Let's do it all over again. Cut an onion in half. We make a lot of vertical cuts. And dice it into small cubes. We'll put half of it into a bowl. Now we need cilantro, cut up the stems, and dice it. And we'll send all this into the bowl. 2 tablespoons of ricotta cheese, dried garlic, and 500 grams of ground beef. Now we're going to put in some zest from 1 lemon. Salt, and knead the ground beef. We pitch off a little bit, get the air out of it, and form a ball, and put it onto a baking sheet. We'll make these meatballs until the stuffing runs out. Then send the baking sheet into the oven at 180 degrees Celsius. Pour some olive oil into the pan, put in the onion, and fry it. The onion becomes transparent, so we need 2 spoons of tomato paste. Fry it a little bit to get rid of the raw taste. We open a tin can with tomatoes and their own juice. We send them into the frying pan. Now we add more water, pour in quite a bit of oregano, salt, throw in a bunch of basil, and mix it up. Now our sauce is thickened, so pour a little bit into a bowl. And now our meatballs that are already baked, we put them into a frying pan. Mix them around and let them stew in the tomato sauce. We take a mini baguette and cut it into 2 parts. Spread some tomato paste on the bottom half. Put some ham on top. Then the meatballs and sauce. Cover the top with the rest of the baguette. That's it. At this point, the sandwich from the ordinary cartoon is completely ready. So let's cut off a piece and try it. You know, this is a really tasty sandwich, and the meatballs are divine. The last thing for today is from the TV series Squid Game, namely from the 3rd episode, in which there was a test with sugar honeycombs. The players use a needle to cut out a certain figure in them. I don't know why, but many people think that these are cookies, although in the series they even show how they're prepared by turning sugar into a caramel. So let's repeat it all and try to play. To begin with, we spread out a silicone mat. We take the same micro saucepan as in the series, fill it with sugar. Now we take a gas burner, open the valve, and ignite the gas. We bring the mini saucepan up to the fire and begin to melt the sugar. At the same time, we're constantly stirring with a wooden stick. After about 10 minutes, the sugar turns into a caramel. But the color doesn't look like honeycomb. To fix this, you just need to add a pinch of soda and mix. This is how we get what we want. Pour this caramel into the middle of the mat. Now it just needs to be crushed by something flat. Sprinkle the oil on the bottom of the pan, and now flatten out. The shape didn't really turn out to be round, so we're going to do things radically different. The bottom of the round baking sheet is all covered with parchment, and we put a ring on top, snap it in, sprinkle with oil from the inside, and put strips of parchment on the walls of the mold. It should turn out like this. This time we'll melt sugar in a saucepan. It's normal size, but we stir constantly to make the caramel. A pinch of soda. After this, it changes colors and foams a lot. So pour this into a mold and let it cool down a bit. Now we press in the umbrella mold. The honeycomb is hardened, and we see that the sugar has overheated too much because the color isn't the same. So we did the same thing, only in a frying pan. Now that's the color you want. So we put the umbrella form back into the center. We take it out and let the sugar honeycomb finally harden. That's it, we take it out of the form. Finally, we made a hefty honeycomb from Squid Game. Well, let's try and play. And with the help of a needle, we'll cut out the umbrella. At some point, the honeycomb just cracked. In general, if you were in the series, you would just lose. By the way, I've just watched the 3rd episode. And if you watched it to the end, write in the comments who still took the prize fund and how much money it turned out to be there. Subscribe to the channel and click on the playlist. There's still a lot of food for movies and cartoons to be done. See you, everybody.